Good everyone, good evening. Welcome to the November 9th, 2022 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting in Brentwood. If you'd please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, God, indivisible. Thank you. Our next order of business is a roll. Mr. Moran, will you please call the roll?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chairman. Sherry Bilderbeck. And no. Mark Vavaza.
Here.
Jeff Hunt.
Here.
Carl Carlin.
Here.
John Lernberger.
Here.
John Ritter. So no. Lisa Shering.
Here.
Paul Moran. Here. Hart Nelson.
Here.
Matt Foreman. Who's got the... Can we see if Matt is on the Zoom call, please? Is he not? Okay. And Jeff Moore. Here. We have a quorum, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Moran. Next item of business is the approval of the agenda. Any objections to approving the agenda by acclamation? Seeing none, the agenda is approved. I believe we will need one modification to the roll since Commissioner Ritter is here. So we will do that. Next item of business, approval of the minutes. These are the minutes from our October 12th, 2022 meeting. Those have been distributed. Any changes or corrections that are needed? I do believe there was one to add Mr. Foreman, Commissioner Foreman, to the attendance for that as well. But any other changes or objections? Seeing none, any objections to approving the minutes by acclamation? The minutes are approved. Next item, are there any citizens wishing to address the commission on items not on the agenda this evening? We will move on. There is no old business. We have two items of new business. The first one is P&Z 22020. This is a subdivision review, both preliminary and final plat to create 5 single-family lots for 8849 and 8909 Litzinger Avenue. Is the applicant here this evening? And just as a reminder, that this is a ministerial review, and so we will move on to that. Oh, sorry, one other item, that there was a withdrawal.
Yes,
I believe that's it.
before he starts, we just needed to announce, in case anyone's here for that item, we had sent out public notices for an application that we received for the Target on exterior modifications to their building, and they were looking to revise their parking lot. However, they withdrew that application last week. So if anyone's here for that item, we will not be discussing it tonight. If they do want to proceed, we will renotice it at that time.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. All right, now moving on again to 22020. So if the petitioner is here, if you could state your name and just tell us very briefly, since this is a ministerial act, about what you're trying to do this evening.
Sure. My name is Eric Kirby. I'm here on behalf of the owner, Richard White. We have a piece of property. There's actually 2 pieces of property there that have 5 total buildings on there, and we're trying to create individual lots for each building. And we've worked with Whitney Kelly on this and tried to make sure everything met all the zoning requirements, setbacks, area requirements, and feel that it does. So we're seeking approval of that petition.
Great, thank you, Mr. Kirby.
Right.
And again, we'll go quickly to staff report since this is a ministerial subdivision. So Ms. Kelly, if you could, please.
Yes, I did not do a PowerPoint, but I do have the staff report up here for you to review. As the applicant indicated, there are 5 homes on the 2 lots that are pre-existing nonconformity. They were originally developed in the 1930s and 40s. So a couple of them here sit within the front yard setback. And the end home is actually 3.63 feet from the side yard. That is pre-existing, and where the homes are within the front yard setback is pre-existing, but the creation of the new lots did not create any new nonconformities. So therefore, they meet with all of the zoning district requirements, and each lot has a minimum lot width and lot depth for the B single-family district, and therefore we recommend approval.
Excellent, thank you, Ms. Kelly. Any questions from the commissioners on this ministerial effort? Do I have a motion then for this petition or this application?
Chairman, I move to approve the Grace Brentwood subdivision preliminary plat and recommend approval of the final plat as presented in the staff report and the drawings reviewed at this meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission.
We have a motion by Mr. Moran. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Nuremberger. Roll call vote, please.
Mark Favazza,
Yes.
Jeff Hunt,
Yes.
Carl Carlin,
Yes.
John Nurnberger,
Yes.
John Ritter,
Yes.
Lisa Shearing,
Yes.
Paul Moran, yeah, and Jeff Moore. Yes. That's carried unanimously, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Moran. Thank you very much. And this will then now go to,
Yeah, sorry, I just wanted to point out that Matt Foreman is now on the on Zoom. See him?
we can't see him, but we can certainly see another participant. Mr. Foreman, we were just on our first item of new business. I don't know how much of the conversation you heard.
No, I just got logged in. It's okay.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem. We will move forward then. Thank you very much. But for the, to the Board of Aldermen, when will this then be heard?
Well, I will discuss that with the applicant. The
Excellent.
next Board of Aldermen meeting is November 21st,
Okay.
and then following that is December 5th.
Okay,
So,
excellent. So, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Our next item of business is P&Z 22022. This is a conditional use permit for ATT Evolution MMA and Family Fitness Center within the tenant spaces, and this is at 8273 Brentwood Industrial Drive. Is the petitioner here this evening? Please, if you could come forward, state your name, and tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do here.
How you guys doing? My name is Tyron Woodley. I'm the owner of ATT Evolution. I would look to get the business license reinstated. We closed down during the COVID. I'm a professional mixed martial artist, and it was kind of a sketchy situation to train to have a full-fledged gym because if I contracted COVID, then I wouldn't be able to compete and fight. So I closed it down, but I would like to reinstate it because we made a strong impact in the community just with fitness, martial arts, and just overall well-being.
Thank you very much. And then we'll go to staff report, Ms. Kelly.
So as the applicant has indicated, they were actually received a business license for this location in 2016. At that time, it was zoned light industrial where recreational uses were permitted. They closed in 2019 and did not renew their business license for they closed in 2020, did not renew the business license for 21. And so in October, when they were looking to reopen, because it had been vacant or closed for over a year, it required a new conditional use permit because the property had been rezoned to the MC district. So they're in the existing end cap of a warehouse building. The building to the south has already been demolished and made part of the new park. So, but an on-site calculation of the existing parking spaces, there's sufficient parking available, as indicated in the staff report, and therefore we don't have any issues with this application.
Did notice, at least in staff report, that there was one code recommendation, I think, on some fencing. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
that would be part of their occupancy.
Right.
We can work with the property owner as they're just the tenant, but there was a beat-up fence that probably should be repaired, and we would address that as part of the code enforcement occupancy kind of inspection at that time.
Thank you, Ms. Kelly. Any other questions for staff or for the petitioner? Any members of the public wishing to ask any questions or address the petitioner or staff on this issue? And hearing none, Chair will entertain a motion at this point. Mr. Nuremberger?
I'll make a motion to honor or to reinstate the business license. I don't know how you would put it.
So this would be, we don't have the ability to do the business license, but basically I believe what we're looking for is the,
COP?
Conditional use permit.
yep, recommending approval of the CUP.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I think the second will go to Mr. Carlin. All right, and then we'll go to roll call vote, please.
Mark Favazza,
Yes.
Jeff Hunt,
Yes.
Carl Carlin,
Yes.
John Nurnberger,
Yes.
John Ritter,
Yes.
Lisa Shearing,
Yes.
Paul Moran, yes. Jeff Moore. Yes. That's unanimous as well, Mr. Chairman. Oh, and sorry, Matt Foreman.
Yes.
Thank you, Matt.
We will figure it out eventually, I think. Thank you, Mr. Moran. Then this will then go to the Board of Aldermen on what date?
December 5th.
December 5th. All right, thank you, Mr. Woodley, appreciate it. Thanks for keeping your business in Brentwood.
Yeah.
All right, Aldermanic report is our next order of business. Seeing no aldermen, then when we go over to the director's report, which I know we have at least one item of business there.
We do have applications for the December 14th, so if you can mark your calendars for that. It includes similar applications to tonight, a subdivision of an existing lot and a CUP that also did not update their business license in the last several years, so doing so requires a conditional use permit again. So there might be another application, there could be another 2 applications, I'll have to double check, but we do have those. And we have before you also the 2023 schedule, so you can mark your calendars on those dates, for those dates as well. I know Hart wanted to bring
I
up
did.
an
I
item
had
on this.
one question for the commission and looking kind of for the will of the commission, which we've had some conversation about. When we were doing virtual and we were in COVID, we had 6 p.m. starts. We then moved back for in-person 7 p.m. starts, and I know that that was kind of the will of the commission at that point. But I did want to make sure that we had an opportunity to consider and readdress that. I'll just put out that being a staff member for board meetings from other places, it makes for a late evening, and was wondering if we could consider possibly 6:30 or even 6 o'clock starts. I know 6 may be a little hard for folks to get to from work, but would a 6:30 start for our meetings be doable for the commission, just to kind of ease the burden on some of us who want to be done a little earlier, and for staff as well who have a normal business day, but wanted to see what the thoughts of the commission were on that.
About that right now, or that's just...
I would love to hear about that right now, Mr. Moran.
I don't care. I live 1 minute away and I work from home. So I shouldn't really count.
Yeah, I do not work from home on Wednesdays, so the earliest I could be here realistically is 6:30.
I'm fine. Yep.
With 6:30?
6:30, 6 or 7.
Split the
6:30 is
difference,
fine.
6:30 starts, work for folks?
Yeah.
And I appreciate it, all right. And so we will adjust, I think, so what we're looking for is 2 things. A, I think we need approval of the schedule. Is that a vote, or do we just? Yeah, we could we'll do a voice
The
vote.
modification that
Do a
it's
voice vote.
6:30, but we may want to reach out to those members that aren't here,
Yes.
okay, before we confirm that date, but.
Let's confirm that date. We can confirm that. I know that, we have one other member on the phone, or on video. Any objections, Mr. Foreman?
No, that works. I'm usually home by then, and I'm considering the other board I'm on might talk about that conversation as well, but who knows?
And I think that Ms. Bilderback will be fine with it as well.
Okay.
So in fact, I'm almost positive Ms. Bilderback will be fine with it as well. So, then we'll take then a motion for approval of this with that modification, if someone would like to move that.
I think you can go with acclamation.
All right, with acclamation, we'll do a voice vote. All those in favor of the schedule as presented with a 6:30 start time signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Aye.
same sign. Schedule passes. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Correct. Yes,
Correct.
this is, and thank you for that clarification, Ms. Sharing. This is, for 2023. Thank you. Any other
Make
items
sure
of
that
business?
they update the website too for the resident.
Yeah, we'll do
Yeah, we
that.
will work on updating the website and this calendar
Yep.
to represent 6:30, so.
Yeah, appreciate that. Any other items of business?
I have one under question. We had a application before the pandemic, and that had to do with the marijuana locations. There was
Oh, the
one in
dispensary?
Brentwood. I
Yeah.
didn't know that if that's going anywhere, or if you heard anything about this. Just came up because we passed the law
The amendment?
yesterday.
No, I'm not aware of any potential that they would require a conditional use permit, so,
There's one, there was down at the lawnmower shop.
Yeah.
So they were having a use
think-
for that building.
I think we threw a few too many hurdles in their way, and they
Okay.
went elsewhere.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
The Church of God.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
Well, with Amendment 3, it may change. I'll have to take
I
a look
know,
and see what
yeah.
happens.
Meanwhile, it's okay for the opium peddlers at Walgreens to be right opposite that Baptist church. That's just fine.
All right, any other items of business?
No, sir.
If not, then motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
Happy
So moved and
Thanksgiving.
seconded. We are adjourned. I'm going to use my gavel for once. Thanks, everyone. Have a great Thanksgiving. Appreciate it.